So a lot to talk about with the past two chapters of One Piece 877 and 878. So for starters, let's talk about the previous chapter, 2 weeks ago, whatever. Pedro. Yo, so we got a lot going on in the chapter. I mean, we got the Luffy and Katakuri already having a squabble. We have Pedro getting ready for what he's about to do to Pero. I can't say the dude's name, whatever, but like Pedro. Yo, between last week's chapter, or 2 weeks ago, whatever, the previous chapter, and this week's chapter, such a great build-up. Again, a lot of us were worried previously that, oh man, could this be a Pell situation? Don't be a Pell situation. But it seems as though Oda's going all the way with it, because we also get the flashback in the latest chapter with Pedro and Roger, and it seems as though Roger was building up, you know, in that moment, like, yo, you're gonna be something someday, which I love whenever we get something from Roger, because it always makes me like look at Roger as this mythical creature or some shit like that, because he just knew so much. He was like, yo, my time is limited. Everyone gets their chance to shine someday. And this was his chance to shine. Pedro going out like a boss. And even Pedro, which I'm wondering how people feel about what Pedro's been saying, because, you know, a lot of people, they don't really care when it goes to like predestined shit. And Pedro's talking as if it's been predestined that Luffy and the crew were going to be the ones to come and save and change the world, so to speak. So I'm kind of curious to see how people feel about that, because I remember like going to the Naruto series, a lot of people were like not really feeling when Naruto had all this predestined shit. So I'm again kind of curious how people feel about Pedro talking as if Luffy and them are destined to all this. You know, Luffy's destined to become the Pirate King and change the world and all this shit. So kind of interesting there, but Pedro going out like a boss. It's a little bit disappointing to a certain degree that he didn't take out Pesro, whatever the fuck. I'm a little bit disappointed in that regard, because it's like, damn, he went out, he gave them some time, he bought them some time and shit like that, but he didn't take out the opponent, which I'm kind of like, And then again, going back to that flashback, Pedro's how old now? Like what, in its 70s, 80s and shit like that? So it's old. It was only a matter of time anyways, but again, if they pull a Pell, I'm gonna be really disgusted and like, come on, he had fucking dynamite on him, what the fuck, and he's old as shit, you know what I'm saying? So I don't see that being the case though, so far from what we've seen thus far. Looks as though Oda's going all the way with it, but he could pull a Pell. And then we got all the Luffy and Katakuri stuff. Now, quickly, not a fan of what seemingly Oda did with changing Katakuri from a Logia to a special paramecia or whatever, but so far, things have been lit. And then the end of the latest chapter, oh my gosh, it seems as though like we're going in a really good direction, because a lot of people ain't been feeling like, you know, the past, I don't know how many chapters, that whole cake, it seems like, you know, we're stuck here and what's going on. It's just chapter after chapter, a big mom attacking and, you know, we're trying to get away. It looks like in this one we finally got the progression. The ship went flying, Luffy went out of there, you know, so it seems as though we're slowly getting away from there. We're not completely away, because I think Sanji still has to make the cake and all that other shit, but it looks as though we're getting out of that stuck circle that we've been in for a while of like trying to get away from Big Mom, which it gets old after a while, you know what I'm saying? So glad we got great, you know, progression with the latest chapter. I'm just like, Luffy, what he did, I ain't gonna lie, greatness. This is what I want to see from Luffy, absolute greatness and badassery. Now granted, okay, he wasn't enough for Big Mom, but I bet he'd be enough for Katakuri. Like, it's a difference, because everyone compares now what we've seen with Luffy thus far. We've seen the fight against Doflamingo, right? And the fight against Doflamingo, we all know he struggled and barely won. But you gotta think, where is Doflamingo in comparison to these people? Because, you know, he was a Shichibukai and all that shit. So Shichibukai, they should be up there. But a right-hand man, or one of the top people on a Yonko crew, is also going to be up there. So Luffy also struggled against Cracker, because if we're trying to find where Luffy's at right now, which is hard to say, you can't, of course, include bounties. Bounties ain't power levels. Some people get that mistakenly. You know, they're not power levels. It's just an amount of what they've done and how sought after they are. It doesn't matter how strong they are or whatever, which I guess that plays a factor, because again, you know, what you do is also like your capabilities and shit, but ultimately that's not the case. So Luffy against Cracker struggled. It was an all-night fight, and I believe Cracker, if I'm not mistaken, is below Katakuri. I think Katakuri is up there. They're around there, but it looks like Katakuri is more formidable. I think Luffy, this is a good matchup. In comparison against Big Mom, we saw it ain't happening. He's not on that level yet. He's not on Yonko level yet. I think we need another time skip, and that's another video for another time skip or whatever, but like, he's not ready for that. But against Katakuri, oh my gosh, first of all, just insane moments. Insane. I ain't gonna lie, speechless, and maybe I'm being a fanboy right now, but like, just insane that he jumped through the mirrors with Katakuri, and then when he gets in there, the badass real busting his only exit, he busts it, and he's like, yo, we're about to settle this shit. Oh my gosh, this is the One Piece that I love. Luffy captaining up. You know, being an actual fucking badass and being a captain and all that good shit is like... Now the question is, again, and it goes back to, is he ready for this? And I personally do. I think he's totally ready for this. And if Luffy, at this point, can't at least get Katakuri, well, not at least, because this is a big-time dude or whatever, and this is a good matchup at the same time, but it's like, when is he going to be able to get up to the big dogs? If he can't take out, you know, one of the Yonko's underlings, then how the fuck is he eventually going to be one day able to take out a Yonko? He needs to be able to do this, and he needs to be able to do it in a good fashion, so we can say one day, okay, he's ready for the big moms and the Kaidos and shit, and, you know, we got to go against Kaido someday too, so if he can't take out Katakuri, how the fuck is he going to be, even with help, able to take out Kaido? So it definitely needs to happen. All my money is Luffy's going to get the job done, and if he doesn't, I'm going to be disappointed, and if Oda skips this, I'm going to be disappointed, but I don't think he will because it's Luffy, and Luffy's really fucking popular, so we probably ain't getting no skipsies on this. Don't quote me, though. As a whole, One Piece has been on fire, especially with the latest chapter. Last chapter, it was alright. I was worried about what's going on with Pedro and shit, but this chapter, absolute insanity. The Sunny, like... Frankie's gonna be pissed. The Sunny is all fucked up now. Like, you got Big Mom munching and you got all this shit going on. So Sunny got wrecked. You know, as far as, you know, talking about progression and what actually happened in the chapter, the Sunny, we got away. It got wrecked. Luffy got left behind. He's in the mirror world. He doesn't really have a way to get back to the Sunny as of right now because he busted the one mirror that would take him back that way. So it's going to be interesting to see how Luffy gets out of this, honestly. It's just one of those things of, well, okay, you know, he got to beat him, but also once he beats him, how is he going to get back to the Straw Hats? Which, you know, if I'm not mistaken, Katakuri did have a vision of Luffy, and I think his vision is going to come to fruition. And if I'm not mistaken, his vision was that Luffy was going to be able to take out all of the underlings and shit like that. And I think we're about to see it happen. And I think we're about to get a really good fight. Oda better not skip this. We better get some Rob Lucci versus Luffy type of shit, because it's been a while since we got a really good banging ass fight without being dragged out. Because I mean, Luffy versus Doflamingo was a cool fight, but there was a lot of like Luffy running through the city tired, trying to get energy and shit. I just want Luffy and Katakuri to go absolute ham. Katakuri has very similar abilities to Luffy, seemingly. It's like, let's get some good shit here, Oda, okay? Alright? But honestly, great chapter. This week, great fucking chapter. Last chapter, okay. Pedro's stuff was really good, and seeing Pedro again with Roger is like, this chapter, we got Pedro, you know, seemingly his history. We got Roger, and the quote from Pedro, by the way, what was it, Knox or something like that? Amazing shit. Loved it. Then you got the Sunny getting away. You got Luffy versus Katakuri set up, and Luffy being an absolute badass. Absolute great chapter. I'm giving this one 9 out of 10, boy. 9 out of 10. Great setup for hopefully a really good fight. But I'm curious what you guys think. For starters, I guess the big question is Luffy ready for Katakuri? He couldn't take out Big Mom. He took out Cracker. I think this is totally up his alley, and I think this is the time where we should hopefully get a very memorable One Piece fight with Luffy. This is the time. Do I think we're gonna get like a Gear 5th or something? Not right now. I mean, I could be totally wrong, but we just got Gear 4th in Dressrosa, so getting Gear 5th or something like that, I don't think that's gonna happen at this point. Yeah, I could be wrong or something like that. Also, what do you think about the crew getting away for right now? I mean, we still got the whole cake shit, you know what I'm saying? We still got Sanji, gotta make the cake and shit like that, so we're not completely out the woods yet, but what do you think about this chapter? I ain't gonna lie, it's just like, fucking insane shit. And also, since, you know, I didn't talk about last week's chapter, do you think Pedro is truly dead? He truly exploded his ass to the next dimension? And if he does come back, would you feel as though Oda betrayed us and it's another Pell situation? I would totally feel that way. If Pedro comes back somehow, he's like, yeah, the dynamite ain't do the work, I'm gonna be like, yo, fuck out of here. Yeah, get out of here right now. Like, yeah, that's a no-go. And are you disappointed that he didn't take out Pero or whatever? Like, personally, I think that should have been at the very least. Like, okay, he went out like a G. He took somebody with him. Let's go. A little bit disappointed there, but, I mean, as a whole, the latest chapter, well, even the last chapter, the latest chapter got me so hype. Yes. And your overall thoughts of what's been going down in One Piece lately? I mean, I'm just saying, it's like, it's fire right now. It's fire. So good shit there. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and stalk my Facebook to get more when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. Luffy versus Katakuri. Oh my gosh, no way out. Let's go. This could be that Luffy versus Lucci legendary shit. And I'm excited as fuck. Have an awesome one, people.